Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, August 3rd, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I commit to healing, my commitment to love. And we have reached the all-important 11 degree energy. 11 degrees, master level energy. This is the degree where Mercury is retrograding back to. And we have a lot of lessons when it comes to the energy of Leo, when it comes to the energy of love, when it comes to the energy of our inner child. And committing to any of those, to love, to joy, to fun, to the inner child, that is going to help you in committing to healing your commitment to love. So this is your opportunity to commit to that. That being said, before I dive into the astro, I want to thank everybody for their feedback from yesterday's video and bring a little insight. So Joe will not be joining me every day, but he is going to be joining me here and there, and he is going to be doing stuff with me on Patreon. He has been doing stuff with me on Patreon. He has a lot of really great insight to share, but one of the best things about him is that he really does embody the Leo energy. He really does embody the inner child. So positive, negative, neutral, whatever your reaction was, go back and look at that through the lens of the inner child. For some of you, I heard your parents coming through and maybe what they had said to you. For others, I saw your inner child coming through and their desire to be able to be exuberant. If you've had kids, or I've been a nanny for a zillion children, you know that kids do not come without interrupting the flow. And that's even true for your own inner child experience. And it is the time right now for the inner child to come up, interrupt your daily astro experience, your daily energy experience, your daily life experience, because the inner child must be heard. So if you kind of look at your lens from that, maybe you'll understand a little bit better, and maybe you'll be able to allow your inner child to come through and bring through some healing in regards to that, because that's what we all need right now in order to fully embrace the love energy, is to bring forth healing from that inner child. So thank you for your feedback. Like I said, he's going to show up here and there, and it's definitely going to be spirit orchestrated because that's how I do things. All right, so on another level, I had a client message this morning. She's like, it all just sucks right now for no reason. And it's not no reason. This is the retrogrades. This is the eclipse corridor. I always say the eclipse corridors, to some extent, are more intense than the actual eclipses. The eclipses are moments in time. The corridors is where we're doing the work. So we're doing the work from the last two eclipses and doing the work building into this third eclipse. There's a lot going on. Your best bet right now is taking it easy and nurturing yourself. And that is the flow of the astro right now. We have a bunch of connections that are happening at 2 degrees. 2 degree energy is the energy of self-nurturing, showing up for you, being on the level with yourself. Our inner children are needing a lot of attention, which means we do have to show up as the nurturing inner parent, not as the you're interrupting my flow inner parent, which we do because we have to live, we have to show up, we have to work. But right now is not the time of suppression. The more you suppress, the more this is going to be your experience, because it has to come up and out. So just be really aware of that. Before I dig into the other astro, I want to just bring up one other thing. I had another question. A lot of people are feeling a lot of exhaustion. I have mentioned I have been too. These energies are so highly electrical right now, with Mars retrograde in Aquarius and connecting to Uranus right now, with Mars being in a place where it's closest to the Earth than it has been in 15 years. Mercury going through a stage where it's going to also be perigee next week, which means the closest place in its orbit to the Earth. The electrical energies right now are off the hook. You need to find your own personal sense of grounding. You need to take that time to nest in, to bury yourself. It may feel dark. You may not feel like you're living up to your responsibilities. The rest is really needed right now. The nurturing is really needed right now. Your nervous systems are really on fire. Last thing I'm going to address before I dig into all these astro connections. Somebody asked if I could not be regular, if I could do a weekly. I did do a State of the Astro, and I am doing those things over on my Patreon. But right now, in regards to these electrical energies, We are currently living on the top of a mountain, and we're really lucky to actually have Wi-Fi. There's a lot of people around here who don't, and our Wi-Fi has been seriously irregular. So I show up when I can, and also when I can in order to be in my own process, which has required a lot of self-care and sleeping as well. But keep that in mind with the electronics beyond this Mercury retrograde. The electrics right now are kind of off the chain. So between your own nervous system and electrical technology things, take a chill pill, take it easy, because there's so much going on. Like even now, I'm like, wow, I really feel it. I really feel the electrical surges coming through. It's a lot. All right, let's dig into these transits. Moon shifting into Taurus. Moon shifting into Taurus highlights the worth stuff. And the worth stuff really is a big part of what we're still working on. You can go back to my last message and check that out, because the moon in Taurus is instigating that square that is still going on between Mars and Uranus, 2 degrees. So again, that requires your inner nurturing. Mars in Aquarius. Mars in Aquarius feeling really uncomfortable with the way we're not taking action right now. Mars in Aquarius retrograde right now, working on alignment. Alignment of energy rather than taking unaligned action. Find your alignment. Be guided into the action at this time. That's part of this yin energy that's also surging at this time, is the ability to pause and line it up before you take that action. Pause and listen to your intuition before you take that action. Uranus and Taurus is shaking up our worth issues. A lot of us have based our worth on how do we show up and what money do we make and how do we look and all of those things. And through this eclipse season, a lot of these things are also falling apart right now. And that's not what we're meant to worry about. What we're meant to know is our true worth as our divine selves. So this is a call to nurture that and allow some breakthrough in regards to that. You may have some breakdown. And again, I think a lot of these breakdowns are connected to inner child stuff, because so much of our worth was built, these structures of inner child, it's built on showing up to work every day and making that money and all of those things. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to work, because that's not the case. Go to work. Like, do pay attention to your responsibilities, but that also isn't what dictates your worth. Your worth is inherent because you are, and you have to come from a place of that. If you're not coming from that place, you are going to spin yourself out trying to make yourself feel worth it. So we have a lot of this instigation, a lot of this push and pull, this resistance going on. Find your alignment. And if you are feeling this, you are out of alignment. I guarantee that. Another connection that's happening, Mars, again, that 2 degree energy is connecting with Chiron. God, I love this. Oh, the astro, it just sings these answers. Chiron, retrograde right now in Aries. With Chiron in Aries, we are working on realizing the soul of the self. We are bringing the soul and making the soul more conscious, more conscious, more aware. Consciousness and awareness. Here are these cards. We are bringing these energies forward rather than all of the I am roles, all of the I am masks that we have worn. Again, this tunes into your worth on this inherent level. Nurture yourself on that level, and you will find that healing. To finish up, we have the moon in Taurus connecting to Saturn. Now, this is interesting. This is at 3 degrees. That's going to instigate your mind for sure. Saturn in Capricorn retrograde, going through shifting the structure of things, going through hopefully shifting us into a place where we are purpose-based rather than society production-based. But that moon in Taurus is really interesting. Moon in Taurus, in addition to talents and worth, can tune us into, are you getting your productions done? At this time, especially with the rest that's needed, you may not be getting as much done. That doesn't mean stuff is not happening. On a cellular level, you are really quite busy. Remember that in and through this, and give yourself a break. And if you find yourself, piled up with the shoulds and feeling a little bit like that because of the shoulds, this is a time to check in with your soul. This is a time to check in with your inner guidance and let that help you move through. That being said, before I show you my Journey of Love cards, I want to say I'm going to do a video over on Patreon for this weekend, some inner child tarot cards to help guide us through the weekend. So if you are interested, it is for anyone, no matter what level you sign up at. I haven't done that yet, but it is for everybody over there. And I had 2 cards come out, and I'm starting with the Lover's card because this message is beautiful. It says, yes, it's love. It drives you forward, pulls you back to your heart. It makes the mind mad with misunderstanding and breaks it open into enlightened compassion. It is love. Your yearning heart shall have it. Your destiny is to be the lover of the beloved. This oracle brings a message of love, love, love. It is finding you now. Be open to it in all its forms. Be the god and the goddess of love and paint the town red. Play in passionate embrace with life as your lover and prepare to receive even more than what you believe you are capable of handling. And I do want to read this part of this poem. Love is a magic word that holds the universe together. It is both an emotion and something ephemeral that lives like a fire's glow, or the pink light on the clouds after the sun has set. And I'm going to stop there and show you my other card, which is the cloak. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to bring this up a little bit. And this connects so much to that politics card, the card with the mask. Let's see, here we go. Politics card, and breaking forth in regards to your soul. The message that this oracle brings you is that you can safely release forms of security you once held. You do not have to abandon your boundaries with others. Rather, your boundaries are so functional. You can enter into a relationship with more openness, trusting that your boundary will naturally assert itself when necessary, giving you connection to yourself that you need when you need it, without having to withdraw from relationship entirely. It's time to trust your own boundaries and practice letting them help you whilst actively engaging in deeper relationship, and you'll have fun. And what I take from that is, like, we've been cloaking ourselves, we've been cloaking our hearts, and the time has come where we have to open our hearts to the world again, because that's ultimately what's going to bring the world the best and most healing. So, that being said, you can always book a reading with me. My website is going through a lot of changes. The best way right now is to email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. You can check out the website, GaiaBlooming.com. There's a few offerings there, but I have more if you email me. Half an hour reading with me and Joe, $66. And that being said, the better it gets, the better it gets. And there is enough love in the world for you. Namaste.